I have many pet peeves, like a lot of them, but there are a few of them that I just can't overlook when I'm confronted with them. And lately, one of them has been age discrimination. Not in the sense like, oh, you're this age, so you can't play in my treehouse. I'm not talking about that. What I'm talking about is people, especially adults, judging kids because of their age. One of these things that I've noticed that is very common is when, say, you've got someone, who goes through a breakup. A default go-to cure-all statement is, you're young, you'll find someone else. It's like, okay, first, I have so much to say about this. This particular card, the whole "you're young" card, pisses me the fuck off for several reasons. The number one reason is that when it's been used on me, because recently I went through a really bad breakup. I was engaged. I was going to be married on November 27th of this year, and it fell apart for reasons that I won't talk about in this video. I may talk about it later on, but it's just not the time for it. But it fell apart, and what everyone told me was, you'll find someone else, you're young. And it's like, I found myself getting increasingly irritated, and I couldn't understand why at first. It just irritated me, and then I realized it. It's like, when you say that to someone, you're acting as if they don't know what their feelings are. It's like, oh, you're young, so therefore you don't know how you feel. It's like, that's not true. I know how I feel. I would not have accepted that proposal if I didn't. You know what I mean? I don't know. I feel like because of this whole, oh, you're a teenager, oh, you're this age, you don't know how you feel, is the reason why people don't feel like they know who they are until they're in their mid to late 30s. And it's because they're tricked into thinking they're too young to know who they are. That bothers me. And I feel like I do know who I am. And I've always been different in that way. I feel like I know myself very, very well. And sure, I mean, I don't know everything. I know I don't know everything. I know I have limited experience. I'm only just under 20 years old. But I do feel like I know enough about myself to know how I feel. And when someone tells me, oh, you're young, you'll find someone else, it's like, don't say that to me. Because it isn't true. I mean, another reason why people say that is because they don't want you, when you first get out of a breakup, most people they feel unwanted, and it hurts. And some people think that by saying, oh, you're young, you'll find someone else, it's like, it's comforting. And for me, it's not. Because it's a lie. Or at least, it's not necessarily a lie, they don't know if it's true or not. Because honestly, there are people out there who never get married. There are people out there who never fall in love. And one person I can think of off the top of my back is the singer Susan Boyle. She was on Britain's Got Talent a couple years ago. Literally, I've read and seen interviews with her, and she has said the same thing. I think she's 53 now. Never been kissed. Never been in love. Never had a boyfriend. None of that. And she's a happy person because of it. And she said it's because I wasn't meant to have love. And she's fine with that. I think that's inspiring. And I think that's a lot healthier thing than, say, me going, oh, I'm young, I'll find someone else, and then getting hurt every single time I'm rejected. It's like, I feel like if I have the mindset that I'm not gonna find someone else, I feel like I won't get disappointed as much, if that makes sense. And to some people that may sound really, really sad, that may sound really pessimistic. I guess in a sense, depending on who you are, it could be seen as pessimistic, but to me, it's just realistic. I mean, I know that love may not be meant for me, and honestly, right now, I mean, I've been out of this engagement for almost 6 months now, and I still don't feel like like, my love life's gonna go anywhere. I mean, honestly, all I do is I eat, sleep, go to work, repeat. And I'll hang out at home. I don't go out and meet people, and it's partially because I can't drive, and I'm not 21 yet. I can't go out to bars and shit. But I feel like this age discrimination thing is really harmful. And it's like, and I know that a lot of people feel like that with age comes wisdom. I don't believe that. I think that's a bunch of horse shit. And the reason for that is because of the fact that there are so many 14-year-olds out there who have stuff figured out that some 40-year-olds haven't gotten through their thick skulls yet. There are some 16-year-olds that get their license. They are perfectly safe drivers their entire lives. And there are some 30-year-olds who go out drinking and driving. It's like, I know wisdom doesn't come with age. You'd be stupid to think so. It's all about, wisdom comes with wisdom, and from that, you get that wisdom from experience and common sense. And some people have more common sense than others at a much earlier age. Because of this, there are a lot of very smart young people that are starting to become more and more apparent in society, and I feel like it's not fair to say, oh, you're young, and just judge people based on their age. I think you need to take them at point blank at who they are as a person. And for me, I don't like getting told that I don't know how I feel because I'm 19 years old. I don't like getting told that I don't know what I'm talking about because I'm 19 years old. It's like, no, if I know what I'm talking about, I know what I'm talking about. I'm sorry. I don't care if you're 40, 50, 60 years older than me. If you don't know what you're talking about, you don't know what you're talking about. And you're flattering yourself if you think that because of your age, you're somehow more knowledgeable than me by default. It has nothing to do with that. And I don't know, I guess this has a lot. It's a rant due to this whole rant thing is because of just an experience I had last night with someone that pulled the "you're young" card on me, and it really bothered me. I felt like they knew me better than that, and it just really hurt when they pulled it. And I tried to explain to them my stance without letting them know that I was hurt, but I was really, really hurt. And I felt like this is an issue that's going on today. And I've talked to a lot of other young people around my age and even younger who feel like this age discrimination thing is dumb. They feel the same way as I do, that they, in some ways, in some ways, they have things better figured out than some adults out there. And I don't think that's an arrogant claim, because it's true in some respects. I mean, there's a friend of mine, she's 14 years old, and she is so wise for her age. It's ridiculous. Like, she could pass for someone older, like, several years older than she is. I mean, she's not even in high school yet, and she has shit figured out that most people don't figure out till their senior year of high school. And I think that's going to serve her really well when she goes into high school. She's not going to get caught up in the bullshit. And it's because she's allowed herself to believe that she knows what she feels and who she is, and she knows who she is. And I guess when people start telling me, oh, you don't know who you are because you're 19 years old, you're too young to know, it's like, there's the logical part of me that says, no, fuck you, I know who I am. But there is that little piece of me that's been conditioned by society that says, maybe they're right. Maybe you don't know who you are. And it's like, I now have these two different parts of me tugging and going, you don't know who you are. Yes, you do. No, you don't. Yes, you do. And it's like, it's exhausting mentally to question myself that way. And in the end, my logical side kicks in and goes, no, you know who you are. They don't know who you are. They don't know what it's like in your head. Don't let them convince you otherwise. And I guess that's the message I have to anyone watching this. Don't let people, because of your age, tell you who you are, what you believe, whatever. I mean, judge yourself based on who you are. I mean, this is such a vague lesson, but just don't buy into the hype about age, because if you got a square head on your shoulders, if you got a good head on your shoulders and you've got shit figured out, you've got shit figured out. It has nothing to do with how old you are. And if you feel like if you're 15 years old, if you're my age, if you're older, if you feel like you've got your shit together and you truly believe and you have a inner desire for personal growth and you accept that you don't know everything and you have an open mind to learning, I have to say you have a pretty good idea who you are. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Stay cool, you guys.